guys, it's Danny. Today it's time to test out another product, this time sent by a viewer, or actually purchased from me by a viewer. Thank you so much. I actually did not know it was the case. The box in which it came had nothing specified. I only saw the name of the company, which is Colomi Minerals. I'll link you down below, of course, to the company and everything. So I didn't know a viewer actually purchased these things from me. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to review them, to try them out. My viewer is actually happy with these products. So what we're gonna play with today is a gravel, as you can see, destined for orchids, or at least that advertises some orchids on the label. Now, I shall not be using this as medium. What I will be using it as is top layer, because, well, I'm in need of a top layer. The Lava Rock top layer doesn't perform as I would expect it. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna show you what's the problem. So we're gonna play with these, and also check this out. Water, or actually moisture indicators from Ceramis. This is cool. I wanna try this out. And by the way, I did receive another bag like this, which is a little bigger. I'm actually going to keep and use that bag, and this bag will go in the PR giveaway. Even though this is not PR, it will just go in the giveaway, so one of you guys gets to try it. The other bag is actually ripped and it leaks because it's heavier. This one though is okay. But before we move on, I want to make a few announcements. I'll put a timestamp on the screen somewhere so you can skip it if you're not interested, but I hope you are. So first of all, the giveaway, I wanted to make it in December before Christmas. I thought it would be nice, but some stuff came up, like life usually works. We had some unexpected expenses, therefore I think the giveaway will be postponed to January or February. Also, remember I asked you if you want me to make a Christmas tree, and you guys were kind of excited about it. Well, I was planning to get a tree, make a sort of, I think, story time, whatever. I had this idea of the video in my mind. We're not gonna do that this year, next year. It's okay. Also, regarding this, many of you emailed me asking what's wrong with Orchid Nature. If you didn't visit Orchid Nature lately, you wouldn't know, but the website is down. Also, the donation section is down as well. It is currently under maintenance. I wanna improve that website, I wanna change it, but I'm not sure when it's gonna come back. One thing that I think will not come back is the donation section, and this is because for those of you who want to support the channel directly rather than through the ad campaign on YouTube, well, you will have the opportunity next year probably when we shall launch the official channel merch. I cannot say that word without thinking of the Paul brothers, but that's okay. Currently it is in the process of designing. We have a professional designer drawer, so for those of you who will want to support the channel and get something nice, hopefully in return, you will be able to do that next year, and thank you guys so much. The donations though, they will have no place. I mean, if I have the merch, why have the donations as well? I don't think we're gonna do that anymore. So many of you have actually emailed me with, hey, where's the page? Well, it's gone and probably will stay gone. And I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting me all of this time, but I really want to make something better. So that is all scheduled for next year. Returning to our video now. So as I was saying, I will be using these as top layers, pretty much as inorganic top layers, because I'm not very pleased with Lava Rock, and let me show you why. So here's my No ID Red Intergeneric. By the way, one of you guys said that you have this orchid and it came with an ID that said Burragera, I don't like that name, let's say Oncidopsis Cheyenne. And I do remember when I purchased this orchid, there was somebody saying that they saw this under the name of Odontoglossum or Oncidium Cheyenne, and I really couldn't find anything on it. So I think this is a new hybrid, a new Oncidopsis. It's not registered, it might just be a commercial name, so I hope it will get registered soon, because I'm curious to see if she's a cousin of the Nelly Eiler, because if she does good, the Nelly Eiler should do good as well. Anyway, back to our subject, so many tangents today. If you remember, I placed this orchid in sphagnum moss, and I placed on top of it a Lava Rock top layer just to avoid algae production. And it hasn't been too much. It has been only a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not very satisfied with how things are going. One of my concerns was, will the Lava Rock promote some efflorescence, because it is porous. Even though it is a natural rock, it is still predisposed to efflorescence due to the nature of its shape. And well, I cannot say I see a lot of snow on top, but I didn't super fertilize this orchid anyway. However, I'm seeing the root tips are not having a good time. Let me get you in closer so you can see what I mean. So here is a root tip that has been growing out of the moss, and the moment it touched the lava rock, look at that, it stopped growing, the tip is blackened. Not a good sign. Now, either this happened due to some salt buildup, which should be minimal, it's not even visible, but just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not there, or it's the abrasiveness of this rock. This is more abrasive than Leca, more abrasive than Ceramis, and something about it didn't really go together with the root tip of this orchid. Now I'll give it, this is a sensitive rooted orchid. Maybe something like the Angraecum would not fuss about it. Something with very thick and very strong roots, maybe it will do okay, even Cattleyas. But when it comes to the Finicky Oncidium intergenerics, I'm not very happy with it, so I'd rather remove it and try something else. So I think the gravel that I just received will be perfect for this experiment. Now, as always, I like to look on the website and learn a little bit more about the product, and well, it's interesting to say the least. So I'm on my phone right now, and this is a German website. It doesn't appear to have English. If it does, I'll make sure I turn it to English, but on my phone it doesn't have it, so I have my translator on. What I see about these granules is that they fertilize orchids. Not necessarily encouraging. So do they actually have fertilizer, or do they actually promote fertilization of the orchids? I don't know. Then they say it softens hard water. Now again, this is very contradictory to the first statement. If it actually has fertilizer, it should bump up the level of TDS in the water, right? Eliminates the need for regular dipping in water. I'm not sure how that works. Regulates the water absorption of the plant. Not sure if that's possible. Prevents limescale from forming, I guess. Again, not entirely sure if that's possible. Vermin does not feel well in the soil. That's so funny. Mind you, this is just a bad translation due to my phone, but it does sound funny, and I can agree to that. Usually in inorganic substrates, I don't see a lot of insects or things of the sort. Does not decompose, I can agree to that as well. Inhibits the decay of the roots, not sure about that. No moldy or woodish surfaces, I'm not sure about that. Remains active for at least 3 to 5 years. I'm not sure what active means. No rehydration necessary during this time. What am I missing with this substrate? Let me just check the website a little bit more. Hey guys, Editing Danny here. Well, apparently there is more to the story, and if you check the website, you can actually see how this claims to work. So definitely another video will be in check. Sadly though, the website is not natively translated in English, so I have to use translators, and I get some weird artifacts here, so I cannot really properly read it. I will have to dedicate some time to this. Check the website down below if you're interested in this. Today, we're only going to use this as a top layer, but definitely I will check this out because the claims in here, let's just say they're interesting. So I think we should put them to the test. Alrighty then, back to the video. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm missing here. Maybe it's a bad translation, but I see that they do promote this glass setup without any type of drainage or ventilation or anything of the sorts, which I'll just say it's not for me. It's not how I'm going to use this product. However, for the sake of experimentation and information, if you guys really want me to, I'm gonna go ahead and get a glass and do something like this and see what happens, because that thing with active for 5 years, what does it mean? I'm intrigued. So let me know down below if you know more, or if you want me to do something like, oops, something like this setup, which I don't recommend, let it be clear, but for the sake of knowledge, I'm willing to do, because I know how to save orchids afterwards. Just in case, just in case. Okay, so looking at the substrate, it looks really beautiful, you guys. I'm not joking. What even is this? It feels like a rock, but it's light. Remember, I used to have a pebble top layer, and one of my complaints with that was the weight, because they were very heavy. Very fine-rooted orchids would have some issues just growing in between them, moving them around, and in the end, they didn't really have a good time. These guys, they are not very heavy. They're not light as plastic or styrofoam either. They have a little bit of weight to them, but not much. I'm tempted to break one to see what's inside, but they're too beautiful to do that. Oh, I think I do have one which is broken here. Oh, that's interesting. It does kind of look like clay, but the surface is very glossy. But how about that softening the water statement? How can they do that? You know what? Let's do an experiment while I film today's video. So here I have a container with some tap water. This will be pretty hard water, so don't panic. This is not what I'm using with my orchids. I use osmosis water. So this water is 296 parts per million, 294. And just for the funsies, let's check the pH as well. Let's see. It should be around 8. Typically, that's how my water is. 7.7, let's call it 7.7. And I want to put a few rocks in here, see if it makes any difference. Oh, that splashed. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this be somewhere, and at the end of the video, which for you guys will be soon, for me not so soon, we're gonna test out the measurements. Maybe miracles will happen. Okay, so next up, I want to remove the top layer from this Oncidopsis orchid. One thing that I did was to stake the flower spikes. Due to the fact that the flowers are very heavy as they opened, the spikes just started to become pendant to the point of actually almost breaking. So I don't want to take risks. A broken flower spike is a very, very sad thing, so I stake them. Now let's just try to remove the lava rock. Hopefully the roots did not attach to it, but if they did, we're gonna see exactly how fast they detach. Okay, so I removed part of it, and I did have a few roots touching the lava rock. They didn't seem to be very attached, and they didn't seem to be very unhappy. Okay, I actually removed one more piece, and I reached this root right here. Can we see some sort of damage there? Usually, that little line there is consistent with abrasiveness. This is what abrasive media does. So yeah, no, the texture of the lava rock is not okay for this orchid in my opinion. So I'll just remove all of the pieces of lava rock and come back when I'm done, because this will get boring. Okay, so for this orchid, I'm actually going to be using the black stones. I will be using the white ones for a smaller orchid. So here we go. I'm not even going to rinse them or anything because they're super, super clean. And if there's something on them, well, the roots will tell me. And here we are. I think I covered the vast majority of moss. I didn't put a very, very heavy top layer. And well, the pot didn't get really all that heavy, which is good because I want this moss to be fluffy and airy. So it looks pretty good, I have to say, and being that it is black, it's not going to promote algae. So I do have to say I like it. It actually looks very natural. But now let's work a little bit with the white granules as well. So here is the Oncidium that I got from Orchids Deluxe. It is a no ID Oncidium, and I bought it in the Tolumnia mix. Hey, what to do? And for this one, I will be using the smaller great granules. You can see here they're white. Again, they don't appear to have much dust on them, if at all. They're a little glossy or shiny, so that's nice, but I have to say, while I was moving the bags around, the tiny bag broke as well. Look at this. So I will actually put Scotch tape on it, fix it, and then send it. So yeah, just so you guys know. And with this one, we'll do exactly what we did with the other one as well. It will go faster because I have the granules in a separate container. And here we are. This looks very familiar, but this medium is not as heavy as my pebbles. So hopefully they will not promote algae, but with white, usually you can have some algae issues, even with the rocks, depending how wet the environment is, but we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. So I'll keep you up to date with both of these orchids and these setups. So one thing before I let you go, whenever I do these types of experiments, there's always one comment that says, you shouldn't have done that. The orchid was doing fine. Why did you remove it? Why did you add that? You're going to ruin an orchid for an experiment. And the answer is, yeah, I will, because that's what my videos are about, experiments. And part of actually drawing a conclusion is using actually sensitive orchids, because chances are if something works with a sensitive orchid, it will work with a more robust orchid as well. If I try everything on Phalaenopsis, which I would, it might not be very conclusive for more sensitive orchids. Also, even if the experiment fails, I will be able to recuperate the orchid, let's say in most cases, in 99% of cases, because I know how to, or at least I trust myself to do that. And if things go wrong with an experiment, I'm not going to be shocked about it because I'm somewhat expecting it. So even if I remove my Howeyara from moss and put it in bark, there's a reason why I do that, and I can draw the proper conclusions. If I put new and untested media on my beautiful red but sensitive orchid, there is a reason why I do that. And if I see things go wrong, I can act in time and I can make a proper video about it, which will show you exactly what went wrong so you learn. So in the end, even if I mess up one of my orchid, I might actually be saving tens, maybe hundreds in time of orchids for other people, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And since we finally reached the end of the video, let's just measure a little bit what happened with these rocks. Let's say 296. The TDS, I don't remember exactly how much we used to have this water, but I don't see heavy increase. I think we are about at the same measurement, so there is no increase in TDS, which is fine, but no decrease either. So I'm not sure what was that dehardening water thing. Maybe it was just a bad translation at the end of the day. And well, it looks about the same. This is what we started with. 7.7, 7.8. There we go, it dropped to 7.7. So they didn't alter pH either, which is good news. Visually, I do think I prefer the black ones because they just contrast with the beautiful red so much more. And I do have a white background as well, so white on white, not the greatest of contrasts. I like contrasts, so I do prefer this color, I believe. But the white looks really fancy as well, and depending on the decorative pot, it might look even better, it might show off the plant even better. I think I will go for a white decorative pot with the white top layer. I think the monochromatic look will actually accentuate the orchid. We'll see. Anyway, so I do like the product as a first glance, and I do like it even more since the lava rock didn't go so well. Many of you want to see an experiment with lava rock used as a single medium. I did learn something from this. I would do the experiment, which I will actually, but with a more robust orchid. Maybe a Cattleya, maybe even a Phalaenopsis, because I don't believe lava rock is really the best thing in the world for sensitive rooted orchids. And when it comes to sensitiveness, the Miltoniopsis, Nellies, Oncidopsis, these types of intergenerics, they really take the cake. They're really sensitive in my opinion. So alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will make another video with the water measuring devices since we don't really have time right now. I think this video is already long, but I will make a dedicated video, maybe talk about moisture levels in the pot as well. We're probably gonna do a whole subject on that, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again for sending me all of these. You can check the website. I didn't even look at the prices, but I do have the invoice here. So 1 liter of this medium costs $4.99. I think this is the black one, and the white one, which is tinier, costs, oh, it costs the same. It's $4.99 per liter. There's another bag of 4 liters, which is $17.96. So there we go, these are the prices. Check the website down below if you're interested, of course. I see they have various colors. And if it wasn't obvious, this video was not sponsored in any way. I didn't even talk to the company. This was all sent by one of my viewers, which I'm very grateful to. So thank you again. And you guys know the drill. Like or dislike this video below, subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos, tutorials, Q&As, and other fun orchid subjects. And if you like YouTube to notify you whenever I upload a new video, just turn on notifications for my channel. Also, if you want to know what other media, light, and all of these things I use on a regular basis, I do mention them down below in the description. And with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!